Yeah, so we don't take on the right patterns. So the patterns that we take on, it don't be benefiting us, it don't help us. So we got to learn to understand that it's the patterns that's going to benefit you. It's the patterns that's going to allow you to grow. It's the patterns that's going to bring you into the light. It's not the patterns of darkness, the patterns of going against, the patterns of fighting, the patterns of negative energy. It's not none of those wrongful intentions. See, when you can do that and operate out of that multidimensional part of your brain, and when I say that, it's multidimensional, but a lot of those aspects you're not aware of, you haven't came into knowing of remembering, none of that. But you have the most important part, spirit, consciousness. That's the important parts. That opens you up to your divinity. That's that spark for source, for God, for your creator. That's that spark. That takes you into a different area of thought, different area of thinking patterns, a different area of your mind. Through that, you raise your vibration. You begin to operate on a higher, you could say a higher frequency. You can see more, you're aware of more, you get to see more with your spiritual eyes. You can connect with innate, your intuition, your discernment, sharpened. I say sharpened, but you become to understand it. You become to realize what you've been using the whole time. That's tools, your intuition, your discernment, the way you communicate with these other beings, telepathy. It's a lot of abilities that you have that I'm gonna say you just seen on the cartoons. That's the best way to put it. That's the only way to put it. But you begin looking at the planet, nature, individuals through a different lens. Once you tap into that divinity within yourself, now mind you, it's always gonna be growth. It ain't no tap into your divinity and that's a wrap. It's not that. That's tapping into that part of yourself that's gonna allow you to find yourself, to dig up that treasure that exists within inside you. And you can say that's the beginning of awakening, of your spiritually awakening. But you understand this consciousness now, and you understand that that's the power of your mind. That is the power of your mind. Now your downloads, when you get these downloads, all of them is multidimensional. It's all multidimensional. You getting this through telepathy. You getting these downloads through your synapse, your logic, your common sense, being able to understand that what you're looking at is actually relating a message to you through spirit. You got to use your synapse part of the brain for that. You know, for you to get that understanding of how you're going to be communicated to in the ways that you know spirit knows you. Let's put it like that. And that takes you out of that box. It takes you out of that box that we've all been living in for so long, man. Because the truth of the matter is this: other beings has been communicating with you through telepathy, through different ways of communicating. Your whole life, your whole entire life, whether you was aware of it or you wasn't, whether you was looking for it or you wasn't, whether you was listening or you wasn't. Always had that same amount that same amount of individuals around you. Now, we all have this soul, but I got to touch base on that. We all have this soul, but everybody's soul hasn't awakened. When you begin your spiritual awakening, that's your soul awakening. That is your multidimensional, that is your divinity, that is your connected to the all, your all-knowing. That is that part of yourself, all right? Now you got to realize, by individual souls not being awakened, what's going on though? Still operating out of what? Synapse, subconscious mind, all that stuff in there. You got to realize that it's not nothing sorting that out from as far as they thinking patterns. When you operate out your synapse, plain and simple, you don't have that ability to see God. You don't have that ability to see the God. But your multidimensional part of your brain does. So that's very, 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 very important for whoever listening, because you be even I did, at one time, like, man, why people don't understand, man? Like, what's wrong with people? But like, I get it. Like, I get it. They haven't tapped into no divinity. It don't matter how many times they've been to church, church, praying on your knees. None of that matters. If you operating out of that synapse part of your mind, that's the part of your mind that you're operating out of. That's for each individual listening. We can say God, we can say all these things, but how is your thought patterns? What is your intentions? How are you showing love, compassion? What you teaching the next individual? Like, you got to realize that this is all parts of divinity. This is all parts of divinity. So if you tapped into this part of yourself, you have this urge for that. See, God, source, creator, everything is in motion. Everything's still working, everything in sync. All energies transforming to positive energies. That's what's going on. If you're not understanding that that's the process that you in, then you're not operating within your divinity. Your soul hasn't awakened. As much as you can look at the next individual and see that they awakening, it has nothing to do with you. You got to realize that your beliefs and your truths, and that's with self. See, you looking at Prophet and seeing Prophet going through a spiritual awakening has nothing to do with you going through one. It's supposed to not trigger you. It's supposed to help you tap in to that part of yourself, see that you have that part to you, but it's not meant to wake you up. We all have to do that individually. See, if you've been going through your whole day to day, if you ain't talked to spirit, you ain't talked to source, if you didn't call no intentions out to the universe, if you didn't talk to your body, like, you got to realize and understand where your mind is at. You have to realize where your mind is at, because a lot of times, man, even me, I used to think my mind was in the right place, and it was so far from the right place. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know where the right place was. I just thought I had something right. You have to tap into that part of yourself. You got to understand that if you the type of individual right now, anybody listening, if you behind people back doing shit, if you going against individuals, if you still have that mentality, you're not operating within no kind of divinity. And it's important that you know that, so you can see where you at on your journey, on your path, where you at in life. This is the energies for you to clear that up. It's allowing you to come to the realizations for yourself that that's not the way to go about things and take you out of it. But you got to understand that if you rebelling against that, you have to realize the place and space that you in. And it's not that you're an enemy to source, to God, the creator, because like that'll never be. That could never be. You just got to understand that the energy's not going to work. They're not going to be working with you. They're not going to be working with you, these divine energies. Because you're going against the total opposite of what it stands for, what the God in you stands for. And hey, trust me, bro, I'm going to put my hand up first because I understand that we live like that. We live like that, and we don't like to admit it. We don't like to admit it. Man, like I took so many steps without spirit, without God, without soul. I took so many steps. It's a literal miracle that I'm sitting right here, unfazed, with love in my heart, still driven to give, still within the energies that I came to this earth with. It's a miracle just for me to be sitting here talking to you right now. I know that. I don't exaggerate it to myself because I understand the power of divine, the power of source. I understand the power that I hold within myself. So you thinking that you're not great and you ain't supreme, and that's the low end of the stick, man, that you're thinking within still. God inside of you. All you should be trying to do is bring that God out of yourself. But a lot of times, we ain't been operating like that, you know. And the average individual, I think bringing God out of themselves is them completely changing their whole life, completely changing everything they know, completely changing how they feel about everything. And that's not the case. That's to help you sort it out, because you got to have a balance. You have to have a balance. You can't operate just out of your multidimensional self. Yeah, you're going to be tapped in, but what about you walking on this earth? You're going to be lost within that. You're not even going to understand that. And there's a lot of individuals that they'll go through a spiritual awakening, they'll tap into this esoteric information, and it'll take them where they lose track of the real world. They just delve themselves into that esoteric, and they be so deep in that they not understanding that they live in life, and they going through these patterns within their mind frame. It's a lot of individuals that's like that. I see that, man, I see that a lot. And you meant to find a balance within yourself. You have to operate out of your synapse. That's your subconscious mind. That's your subconscious mind. You can say that's literally everything you know or knew is in there. It's boxed up in there. It ain't sorted out for you. It's not sorted out for you. It's a lot of energy within there that you have to get rid of out of that, though. There's a lot of patterns in there that you have to straighten them up. It's some patterns you just got to get rid of some things within the pattern. It's all according to the individual. It's all according to the individual. Because if you put 10 people lined up in a chair right now, and you let somebody, whatever, famous, somebody that have something, somebody, whatever, on the stage, them 10 individuals don't have the same mind frame toward the individual, whether they know them or not. And everyone should, because if you don't know them, that's more reason for you not to judge. But the way human nature is set up now, individuals are judge them, regardless if they know them or not. Judge them just on a stereotype, as patterns that's within the mind frame. And individuals don't realize that. Listen, it's no such thing as that's how you are. Because I hear so many people say that, you know, like, I ain't got to change this me. This how I am. And like, I get it, like that is how you are. But that's how you are, unfixed. That's how you are unbalanced. That's how you are without your connection to divine. That's how you are. But you meant to find balance in yourself. That's not who you are. That's how you are. Understand the difference. That's not who you are. That's how you are. Because there's a lot of people now, they tell nothing but the truth. So help you God. But all they used to do is lie. You got some people now going to store and buy their stuff now. But all they used to do is steal. So understand the difference. Understand the difference between that. You appear light at your core. Whatever you think is a part of you that doesn't pertain to light is not a part of you. It's truly not a part of you. It's an add-on to you. It's an add-on to you. All of these things are add-ons to us. Because at your core, you're loving. You got compassion. You stand for something. You got integrity. You're not going to watch nobody mess over the next individual. You're not going to mess over the next individual. You're going to help them. You're going to guide them in the right ways. You're going to make sure other individuals guide in the right way. That is what you hold at your core. That's what you hold at your core. Everything else is add-ons, man. We picked that up by not knowing we had God inside of us. We picked that up while we was looking at the clouds, waiting on a chariot to come through. Like, we picked that up through these false beliefs that we had. You have to face that for yourself so you can get rid of that off yourself. Prophet wants you to protect your energy, protect yourself to and from, watch your surroundings, man. Watch what you take in your ears, watch what you give out your mouth. Help somebody if you can, give somebody some words of encouragement, man, if you can. Prophet got words of encouragement, man. We all got a soul, but there's a lot of souls that's not awakened. There's a lot of souls that don't know, that don't understand the God in themselves. There's a lot of souls that they can't see the God in another individual. It's a lot of souls that's still out there that hasn't awakened. It doesn't take their divinity away. It doesn't take their divinity away, but it makes them individuals' intentions negative. It makes the intentions negative. So I need you to understand that it's about energies. It's not about people. It's about energies. It's about spirit individuals carrying. And you can say spirit is energy. Same difference. Till next time, man. Love everybody, man. Have a blessed day, bro. Sky Prophet, baby. Peace out.